Okay, so let's have a look. The first question, C1, male cyclist. How many male cyclists participated in the 2018 race? Now, yes, there's a much easier way to do this. I just wanted you to actually practice the crosstab query. It's difficult if you don't realize that the route ID actually shows you which year they are participating in. So the route ID shows you which year they participate in. So just so that you know for next time, and for especially for round 2, it's so important. There's always a discussion right at the start that shows you what table you're working with and what data you're working with, where they actually, especially in the spreadsheet as well, where they tell you what each field represents. Okay, and they sometimes do this with a table as well. So it's very important to go through that carefully so that you're not looking for something and actually it's right there in front of your face. Okay, so there's the route ID and there is the gender. So I'm going to create a query wizard, crosstab query, and I'm going to choose the CT results table. I would like to use the route ID as my row heading, and I would like to use the gender as my column heading, and then I want to count the rider ID. It doesn't really matter what I'm counting. And there I can then see they wanted to know, let's double check, the 2018 race, how many males there were, and there's my answer, 21560. Okay. I will then, let's just close that, and then I'll actually save this or rename this to C1. Okay. The next one was C3. How many female cyclists with a specified nationality other than South African are registered in the database? So here we want to see the nationality, and we've got the gender over here. So we basically want to just subtract all the South African nationalities minus, subtract all the South Africans from the other nationalities. So we're going to do a query, a crosstab query, and I'm using the entrance table. I'm going to do the nationality on my row heading and the gender on my column heading, and then I will just count the people. And this is C3. And then it will show me here females. So what I'm going to do is I want the total females. Total, does it actually show me the total females here? No, it doesn't show me the total females here. There's the number of South African females. They are all the females. So I'll just have to minus the lot. Did it actually work out differently if you did it row and column swapped? Did it show you per gender how many there were? Okay, so if you did it the other way around, let's quickly look. Not that one. Let me show you. If we did a crosstab, it just doesn't look as nice, but I'll show you why they did it. With this table, and you put the nationality as the, no, not the row, the gender as the nationality, and the as the row, and the nationality as the columns, then it looks different. Yes, because then I get a total for the females, you see. So it's 8635 minus 7340. And then you literally pop out your calendar here, or your calculator here. What was that? 8635 minus 7340, 1295. Is that how many it was? 8635? Yes, minus 1295. There's my answer. Okay. The last one was pretty much impossible, so I told you to abandon the effort. because you actually have to have a query pre-created before you can change it into a crosstab query. You can't create a crosstab query with multiple tables from the start. So we know for C6, if we look at this one, Gauteng cyclists, we needed all the tables. Okay, so I'm going to create the query. Well, I'll just do it with this, with this one. I'm going to put in all the tables, and I need the province, okay, and I need something to count. So I'll just count the people, all right. And if I want to change this into a crosstab, I actually have to click over here. So I change that into a crosstab over there. And then what the crosstab does is it gives me a little row here that I can say what must be the row heading, what must be the column heading, and what must be the value. I want the values over here, and I want people to be counted. And then I'll have to choose something else for a column heading. So I'll just use the route ID. Let's just use the route ID because that was the year, for example. That can actually be anything, whatever just has a few values. No, not row heading, column heading. And then that way I can also see Gauteng, how many people took part in it. But you'll have to do that only once you have the tables. So that one is a bit more advanced, a bit more difficult. All right. Basically for the matrics, I don't really think there's much else that you need to know. If you go through your first round's answers, and the only other thing I'll share a playlist with you that I created for round 2 with another lady's nice videos. The only other thing that I saw that she has in there that's nice is you guys will know, let's say, I'll just put my name in. I can't think of anything else now. You know, if you use the find function, it shows me where the text is. Okay. But if it's actually case sensitive. So it won't get a value if it's a capital letter A. If I use the search function, it's not case sensitive. That's the only thing that I've really seen that the matriculants don't know. So as long as you know all your Excel functions and you go through this year's round 1, I can tell you the one thing that I learned a year or 2 ago. There was an extremely difficult round 1 question, and they actually repeated it. It was virtually the same. They changed something very, very small for round 2. And I couldn't believe that I didn't hammer enough that everyone should really pay attention and go through round 1's questions properly. So I still have your login details if you don't have it. If you want to go and check which questions you got wrong, please do that and then see how you were actually supposed to solve that. It's maybe worth it to go through rounds 1 training again, even if you put me on fast forward, that's fine. Okay. And then I'll share round 2 playlists for the grade 11 and grade 10 contestants as well, just so that it has a few more of the matriculants' work that they will know about. Okay.